Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaya Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudidye Nashtaprayeshu Abhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, Chapter 4, the confidential reasons for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 74-75 onwards. Krishna Kanta Gana Deki Trivita Prakar Ek Lakshmi Gana Pure Maheshi Gana Vrajangana Rupar Kanta Gana Saha Shri Radhika Haite Kanta Ganera Vistar. The beloved consorts of Lord Krishna are of three kinds: the goddesses of fortune, the queens, and the milkmaids of Braj, who are the foremost of all. So milkmaids of Braj or gopis are the foremost of all. These consorts all proceed from Radhika. So they all come from Radharani. Avatari Krishna yeche kare avatar anshini radha haite pin ganera vistar. Just as the fountainhead, Lord Krishna, is a cause of all incarnations, so Sri Radha is a cause of all these consorts, whether they're the gopis, or whether the Mathura, the ladies of Mathura, or the queens of Dwarka. Vaibhav Garna Yena Tar Anga Vibhuti Bimba Prati Bimba Rupa Maheshira Tati. The goddesses of fortune are partial manifestations of Srimati Radhika, and the queens are reflections of her image. So goddesses of fortune, even the Lakshmis, are partial manifestations of Srimati Radhika. Lakshmi Gana Tara Veva Vila Shamsha Rupa Mahishi Gana Veva Prakasha Swarupa. The goddesses of fortune are her plenary portions, and they display the forms of Vaibhav Vilas. The queens are of the nature of her Vaibhav Prakash. Akara Svabhava Bhede Vraja Devi Gan Kaya Vyuha Rupata Rasera Karan. The Vraj Devis have diverse bodily features. They are her expansions and are the instruments for expanding rasa. And they're the instruments for expanding rasa. Rasa means, we can say rasa dance or the mellows, different mellows that gives pleasure to Krishna in different ways. So they all are Radharani's expansions to give Krishna completely. Bahu kanta vina nahe rase ulas, lila rasa haye lagi bahuta prakash. Without many concerts, there is not such exaltation in rasa. Therefore, there are many manifestations of Srimati Radharani to assist in the Lord's pastimes. Tar madhya vraje nana bhava rasa bhede, Krishna ke karaye rasa dika lila swade. Among them are various groups of consorts in Braj who have varieties of sentiments and mellows. They help Lord Krishna taste all the sweetness of the rasa dance and other pastimes. As already explained, Krishna and Radha are one and two. They are identical. Krishna expands himself in multi-incarnations and plenary portions like the Purushas. Similarly, Srimati Radharani expands herself in multi-forms as the goddesses of fortune, the queens and the damsels of Braj. Such expansions from Srimati Radharani are all her plenary portions. All these womanly forms of Krishna are expansions corresponding to his plenary expansions of Vishnu forms. These expansions have been compared to reflected forms of the original form. There is no difference between the original form and the reflected forms. So the female reflections of Krishna's pleasure potency, Radharani, are as good as Krishna himself. But they are there for certain reason, to give Krishna or his expansions of Vishnu forms the proper pleasure in that form, in that mood of Vishnu. The plenary expansions of Krishna's personality are called Vaibhav, Vilas, and Vaibhav Prakash. This we studied earlier. And Radha's expansions are similarly described. The goddesses of fortune are her Vaibhav Vilas forms, and the queens are her Vaibhav Prakash. The personal associates of Radharani, the damsels of Braja, are the direct expansions of her body. As expansions of her personal form and transcendental disposition, they are agents of different reciprocations of love in the pastimes of Lord Krishna under the supreme direction of Srimati Radharani. In the transcendental realm, enjoyment is fully relished in variety. The exuberance of transcendental mellows is increased by the association of a large number of personalities similar to Radharani, who are also known as gopis or sakhis. So exuberance of transcendental mellows is increased. Now, of course, proper make sure we understand. Transcendental mellows, there's nothing material in Krishna, Radharani pastimes and Braj, is increased by the association of a large number of personalities similar to Radharani, who are also known as gopis or sakhis. So they're all expansions of Radharani. The variety of innumerable mistresses is a source of relish for Sri Krishna. And therefore these expansions from Srimati Radharani are necessary for enhancing the pleasure potency of Sri Krishna. Their transcendental exchanges of love are the super excellent affairs of the pastimes in Vrindavan. By these expansions of Srimati Radharani's personal body, she helps Lord Krishna taste the rasa dance and other similar activities. Srimati Radharani, being the central petal of the Rasa Lila flower, is also known by the names found in the following verses. So, wonderful names of Radharani are given here. So this is what Radharani does. She wants to give pleasure. She is a pleasure-giving potency, Ladani Shakti. So she wants to give pleasure to Krishna in every way possible. So in her pastimes with Krishna, like when we go to Barsana, from Barsana, nearby, there's a village called Unchagaon, that is a village of Lalita Sakhi. So over there, she makes Lalita Sakhi sit with Krishna on the string, and she swings them both to give Krishna the pleasure. It's not just the envy part that she's always envious. She just wants to give Krishna the pleasure. And she knows Lalita Sakhi will also be pleased. And she arranges for Krishna's marriage with Lalita Sakhi over there, Unchagaon. And similarly, other Sakhis also. Because her only wish is to give Krishna the pleasure. Krishna has to take care of everybody, give pleasure to gopis, gopas, this, that, parents, and take care of devotees, kill the demons. He has to do plenty. But Radharani, only one thing, to give pleasure to Krishna, to please Krishna, that's all. So different names of Radharani are given here. Govinda Nandani Radha, Govinda Mohini, Govinda Sarvasva Sarva Kanta Shiromani. Radha is the one who gives pleasure to Govinda, and she's also the enchantress of Govinda. She's the be-all and end-all of Govinda, and the crest jewel of all his concerts. Devi Krishna Mayi Prokta, Radhika Paradevata, Sarva Lakshmi Mayi Sarva, Gandhi Sammohini Para. The transcendental goddess, Srimati Radharani, is a direct counterpart of Lord Sri Krishna. She is the central figure for all the goddesses of fortune. She possesses all the attractiveness to attract all attractive personality of Godhead. She is a primeval internal potency of the Lord. This text is from Brihad Gotamiya Tantra. Devi kahi dyotmana parama sundari kimva Krishna puja kridara vasati nagari. Devi means resplendent and most beautiful, or else it means the lovely abode of the worship and love sports of Lord Krishna. Krishna Mayi Krishna Yar Bhitare Bahire Yaha Yaha Netra Pade Taha Krishna Sure. Krishna Mayi means one who's within and without are Lord Krishna. Krishna Mayi. Krishna means it's completely Krishna. There's nothing else but Krishna. She sees Lord Krishna wherever she casts her glance. Kimva prema rasamaya Krishnera swarupa Tara Shakti Tara Saha Ekarupa. Or Krishnamai means that she is identical with Lord Krishna, for she embodies the mellows of love. The energy of Lord Krishna is identical with him. Krishnamai has two different impacts. First, a person who always thinks of Krishna, both within and without, who always remembers only Krishna wherever he goes and whatever he sees, is called Krishnamai. Means then he is always absorbed in Krishna. Also, since Krishna's personality is full of love, his loving potency, Radharani, being non-different from him, is called Krishnamai. So she's non-different from Krishna. Krishna Vancha Purti Rupa Kare Aradhane Ateva Radhika Nam Purna Vakane. Her worship, Aradhana, consists of fulfilling the desires of Lord Krishna. Therefore, the Puranas call her Radhika. The name Radha is derived from the root word Aradhana, which means worship. The personality who excels all in worshipping Krishna may therefore be called Radhika, the greatest survivor. So the personality who excels all in worshipping Krishna. So Radha Rani, the word comes from, and the name Radha comes from the root word Aradhana. And this is the next verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam that Shukdev Goswami spoke in an indirect way, the name of Srimati Radharani. Anya Radhito Nunam Bhagwan Haririshvara Yanno Vihaya Govinda Prito Yam Anayad Raha. Truly the personality of Godhead has been worshipped by her. Therefore, Lord Govinda, being pleased, has brought her to a lonely spot, leaving us all behind. So this text is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Anya Radhita Nunam. See, no one worships Krishna as good as she is. She does. See, that was Bhagavatam. In 10th canto, just one place, in an indirect way, Shukdev Goswami took Radharani's. And the Chaitanya Charitamrita is the 4th chapter of Adi Lila, and we are reading all about Radha. Ateva Sarva Puja Parama Devata Sarva Padika Sarva Jagatera Mata. Therefore, Radha is Param Devata, the supreme goddess, and she is worshipable for everyone. She is a protectress of all, and she is a mother of the entire universe. So some would say that Durga Ji is a mother of the universe. But just like Shivaji is an expansion of Krishna, expansion of Krishna. Similarly, Durga Ji is also originally comes from Srimati Radha. Expansion of Radha. सर्व लक्ष्मी शब्द पूर्वे करी आछे व्याख्यान सर्व लक्ष्मी गणेर तीनों आय अधिष्ठान. I have already explained the meaning of Sarva Lakshmi. Radha is the original source of all the goddesses of fortune. Kimba Sarva Lakshmi Krishnera Shada Videshwarya Tara Adhishtatri Shakti Sarva Shakti Varya. Or Sarva Lakshmi indicates that she fully represents the 6 opulences of Krishna. Therefore, she is the supreme energy of Lord Krishna. So she, or rather Rani, represents the 6 opulences of Krishna. Sarva Saundarya Kanti Vaishaya Yahate Sarva Lakshmi Ganera Shobha Ayahate. The word Sarva Kanti indicates that all beauty and luster rest in her body. All the Lakshmis derive their beauty from her. All beauty and luster rest in her body. Sarva Kanti. And all the Lakshmis derive their beauty from her. We think Lakshmis are the most beautiful, or Lakshmi Ji is the most beautiful. But she derives her beauty from Radharani. Kimva Kanti Shabde Krishnera Sab Ichha Kahe Krishnera Sakala Vancha Radha Te Rahe. Kanti may also mean all the desires of Lord Krishna. All the desires of Lord Krishna rest in Srimati Radharani. Radhika Karena Krishnera Vanchita Purna Puran Sarva Kanti Shabdera Ei Artha Vivaran. Srimati Radhika fulfills all the desires of Lord Krishna. This is the meaning of Sarva Kanti. Jagat Mohan Krishna Tahara Mohini Ateva Samastera Para Thakuran. Lord Krishna enchants the world, but Sri Radha enchants even him. Therefore, she is a supreme goddess of all. Thakurani, supreme goddess. Radha Purna Shakti Krishna Purna Shakti Ma Dui Vastu Bheda Nai Shastra Praman. Sri Radha is the full power and Lord Krishna is the possessor of full power. The two are not different as evidenced by the revealed scriptures. Mrigmad Targandha Yaiche Avicheda Agni Jwalate Yaiche Kabu Nahi Bheda. They are indeed the same, just as musk and its scent are inseparable, or as fire and its heat are non-different. Radha Krishna Aiche Sada Eka Swarupa Lila Ras Aswadite Dhare Dui Rupa. Thus Radha and Lord Krishna are one, yet they have taken 2 forms to enjoy the mellows of pastimes. Prema Bhakti Shikhaite Apne Avatari Radha Bhava Kanti Dui Angikarakari. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Rupe Kaila Avatar Eita Panchama Shloke Artha Prachar. To promulgate Prema Bhakti, devotional service and love of God, and Krishna appeared as Shri Krishna Chaitanya with the mood and complexion of Shri Radha. Thus I have explained the meaning of the 5th verse. षष्ठ श्लोकेर अर्थ करिते प्रकाश प्रथम एक ये सही श्लोकेर आभास. To explain the sixth verse, I shall first give a hint of its meaning. अवतारी प्रभु प्रचारिला संकीर्तन एहो बाहे हेतु पूर्वे करियाची सूचन. The Lord came to propagate Sankirtan. That is an external purpose, as I've already indicated. Avatarera arek ache mukhya bija rasika shekhar Krishna rasi karya nija. There is a principal cause for Lord Krishna's appearance. It grows from his own engagements as a foremost enjoyer of loving exchanges. अति गुण हेतु से त्रिविध प्रकार दामोदर स्वरूप हते याहार प्रचार. That most confidential cause is threefold. Swarup Damodar has revealed it. So Swarup Damodar, as I mentioned, is Lalita Sakhi herself. And Swarup Damodar, I'm forgetting his previous name, in Chaitanya Lila, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas and went to Jagannath Puri, so Swarup Damodar was in Navadvip. And when he heard Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taken sannyas, so he took sannyas himself. He didn't even go to any guru. He himself took sannyas and went to Jagannath Puri to be with Chaitanya. Because Lalita Sakhi herself, and she wanted to be with Krishna, and Gadadhar Pandit is also going there with Radharani to Jagannath Puri. So how can Lalita Sakhi stay in Navadvip without that? So he just took sannyas himself, just went to Jagannath Puri. And he served Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very intimately. Swarupa Gosai Prabhu Rati Antaranga Taha Teja Nena Prabhu Rei Sava Prasanga. Swarup Gosai is the most intimate associate of the Lord. He therefore knows all these topics well. Oh yeah, his name is Purushottam Bhattacharya. Okay. Prior to the Lord's acceptance of the renounced order, Purushottam Bhattacharya, a resident of Navadvip, desired to enter the renounced order of life. Therefore, he left home and went to Benares. Okay, no, so he took sannyas from Mayavadi, not himself. Somewhere I read he took himself, but anyway. Therefore, he left home and went to Benares, where he accepted the position of brahmacharya from a Mayavadi sannyasi. When he became a brahmachari, he was given the name Sri Damodar Swarupa. He left Banaras shortly thereafter without taking sannyas, and he came to Nilachal, Jagannath Puri, where Lord Chaitanya was staying. He met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there and dedicated his life for the service of the Lord. He became Lord Chaitanya's secretary and constant companion. He used to enhance the pleasure potency of the Lord by singing appropriate songs, which were very much appreciated. Swarup Damodar could understand the secret mission of Lord Chaitanya, and it was by his grace only that all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya could know the real purpose of the Lord. Swarup Damodar has been identified as Lalita Devi, the second expansion of Radharani. However, text 160 of Kavi Karnapur's authoritative Gaur Ganadesh Deepika describes Swarup Damodar as the same Vishakha Sakhi who served the Lord in Golok Vrindavan. Therefore, it is to be understood that Sri Swarup Damodar is a direct expansion of Radharani who helps the Lord experience the attitude of Radharani. So Swarup Damodar, and then Ramanand Rai later joined, and of course here Prabhupada says he was Lalita Sakhi, but Kavi Karnapur says he is Vishakha Sakhi. So then on the other hand, then Ramanand Rai was According to Prabhupada, the Vishaka Sakhi, but some may also mention is Lalita Sakhi. So anyway, these are the main Sakhis, Lalita and Vishaka, main Sakhis of Radharani. So they had to be there in the pastimes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to help the Lord experience the attitude of Radharani, because this was the main reason Krishna came in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I guess I'll stop here. See anybody have any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare.
Prabhuji, the last line you said that this was the reason Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because of these two Sakhis you named. Can you just explain that a bit more, Prabhuji, on that reason of coming as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
You have to speak up. Could not hear you.
Is it better, Prabhuji?
Little.
Okay, so Prabhuji, the last line which you said, right, that Lord Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because of the two Sakhis you are talking about of Radharani. So, can you just elaborate on that, Prabhuji, the reason of doing that?
This what we had explained earlier. The internal reason for Krishna coming as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was to understand Radharani's love for Krishna, was to understand what kind of happiness she feels when she sees Krishna. So this was the reason that he appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but with the mood of Radharani. Krishna, who came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, taking the mood of Radharani, because he wanted to experience, and he can only experience if it takes her mood. Otherwise, it would be only theoretical understanding, not experience, not the complete realization.
And that's why it's on the same body, the body of Krishna, but the feelings will be of Radharani. So you want to feel
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
What was the bhav? Okay. Yeah.
that
Thank you,
bhav.
Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.